Oh, coconut! We're gonna be talking to the co-founder and executive chairman of Vita Coco, Mike Kirban. You can see him walking, that's Mike. That's who we're interviewing. He has been with this company for its entirety.
Started in a bar, met two Brazilian girls with my best friend. He went to Brazil and I went down to visit, and coconut water was everywhere. And so we saw this opportunity. We're like, it doesn't exist in the US, how could that be possible?
He started as the founder, then he became the CEO, and now he's the executive chairman. We're gonna be talking to Mike about going public, about the coconut wars with Coca-Cola and Pepsi. I assume you got offers from a Coke or a Pepsi to purchase Vita Coco. How tempted were you? They did roughly $600 million in revenue in 2025. They have around 300 employees. They sell globally. My name is William Salvi, and this is the CEO series where we have real conversations with real CEOs. Coconut water, fun. There it is. Check in soon. That's it. Great, thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't know what to do. It's hard to know what to do when I can't see your face. Mike.
How's it going?
Good to see you.
Great to see you.
Thanks for the hospitality
and
the coconut water.
Yeah, that's good.
I've been a fan of Vita Coco. I'm trying to think like my first time trying it. It was back in high school. I'm pretty sure. Like, so I've been loyal to
Good,
you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you're
it.
welcome.
Appreciate the loyalty.
Yeah. But I'm mostly interested in the fact that, you know, one thing that you do not see in CPG is one, a CPG brand getting to this size. Two, the co-founder, or one of the co-founders, or both of them staying on for 20 plus years. You became the CEO and now you're the executive chair. So can you talk about your journey? I know that's a long one. Tell us about why you decided to like not sell out or leave the business. You seem very active in it.
Yeah, you know, we started this business, like 21 years ago, I think, 22 years ago. Started in a bar, met two Brazilian girls with my best friend. He went to Brazil and I went down to visit, and coconut water was everywhere. And so we saw this opportunity. We're like, it doesn't exist in the US, how could that be possible? So we brought it back and we started a business, and it wasn't an overnight success. A lot of people think it was, but they discovered it 5 years ago and they think it was an overnight success. There was, 17 years in between.
Right.
So it was a slow build, and at the beginning it was just me. And then it was, me and my partner, and then it was, I had one employee and then two employees. And it was just a slow grind that took a lot of years of introducing a whole new category to the American consumer and explaining what it was and explaining why drink it, why it's so functional, why it's so great for hydration and so many other things. And so it took time. And as we built the business, I developed a lot as a founder and as a CEO, and learning how to manage people and managing what was a small group of people that became a large group of people. And it was an incredible journey for me, and it still is. I'm still deeply involved in the business. I've transitioned to exec chair, but I'm a very involved exec chair. How was it transitioning from I'm the CEO, this is my baby? You've had many years of being the CEO, many years of being the forefront of the business, leading the business, to I'm finding a CEO and making someone else a CEO. What was that like? How was it like letting go of that role? Like most of the things that have happened to me in my career and in my life in general, it was somewhat of an accident. I wasn't looking for a CEO. I interviewed Martin for a board role, actually. Okay. And he came in and we had a great conversation. I'm like, man, this guy's really smart. You're like, I might want to bail on my role. Yeah, exactly. You could do my job better than I could do my job. And that's basically what happened. And he came in and we started talking about maybe you want to be more involved than just a board member. And he had just retired from Boston Beer, 20 years as CEO. And we just hit it off, and he came in as president, then became co-CEO, which we did together. And then I moved into this exec chair role, and he became sole CEO a few years ago. And it's been amazing. I mean, he has this experience running a public company and running a growing public company that I didn't have. And so, we each have our respective, I would say roles and responsibilities, but they overlap a lot, which is interesting. Hey, are you subscribed yet? We're Executive House, and we feature some of the best and most credible executives in the world. We'd love for you to subscribe to our channel, comment on our videos, like them, share them, whatever. Subscribe to our channel. We got great videos on some of the best executives in the world. Thank you.
Can you talk about how you had to almost like create your own supply chain process? So can you walk us through that? Because it's super fascinating. Like at first it was Brazil, then, Malaysia, Thailand, Sri Lanka. So tell me about how you even begin to start getting some of these coconuts to start getting some and then delivering them. I mean, tell me all about it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to realize I had no experience in packaged consumer goods. I had no experience in coconuts. I had no experience in any of this stuff. I was running a computer software company when I started this. So we started by producing with a local manufacturer in Brazil who was making the product for the local market there. And then they started, shorting supply to us because they didn't have enough because we were growing so fast. And we're like, we need more supply. So we went and built a factory in the north of Brazil with a local partner. And it took a long time.
Did you go
Yeah.
How often did you go?
I was there quite a bit. I was there, every couple of months I would be down there. My partner was down there a lot. It was challenging, building a business from nothing in the north of Brazil in the middle of the jungle, basically. Mm-hmm. And we failed, and then we, fixed it. And then it took way longer than we expected. We had no inventory. We went, a year with basically no product to put on the shelf. And it was a tough time, but eventually we got the place up and running. We learned how to produce coconut water ourselves. And then when that started to, become not enough supply for us, I went to Asia for the first time. I went to the Philippines, and I took a tour of the largest manufacturer of food-grade coconuts, who was based in the Philippines, and they were producing like shredded coconut for all the candy companies and cooking supplies and all of this type of stuff, coconut oil, coconut cream. And the owner's taking me for a walk at the factory, and there's a river running through the factory, and at the end of the river there's a waterfall. And he goes, "Do you know what that is?" And I'm like, "It's coconut water." He's like, "Yep." It was coconut water that he was paying to dispose of because it was so high in mineral content, he couldn't just put it into the ground. So I'm like, "I'll take it." He's like, "What do you mean you'll take it?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "I know how to bottle this stuff. I'll show you how to bottle it. I'll get you the equipment you need, but I want an exclusive supply contract for all your coconut water." And he's like, "Okay, let's do it." And
what year was this?
This was 2008.
Okay.
And I was, just some young guy, showing up at this guy's company, and he took a chance on me. And he's like, "Okay, I'll bet on this." And he did. And then I went and replicated that same model with all the other large food-grade coconut manufacturers around Southeast Asia, and that created a massive moat around our business, that supply chain, that it makes it really hard for anybody else to come in and scale in the coconut water business, because you need the whole coconut in order to get the water.
Do you make sure that all these people and places that you have contracts with, that you're exclusive with them, so other companies can't come in and...
That's the objective.
Yeah.
Right?
Not always for each one, but...
Yeah, but we put in, all of our knowledge and know-how, and we know what equipment to buy, and we take all the volume from them, and in exchange, we want an exclusive supply contract, and it works really well for both of us.
Oh, I could use some Vita Coco. They should be paying me for this. Very fresh.
I want to dive in to the coconut wars.
Okay.
You're the winner.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
50-ish% market share of all coconut beverages.
Yeah, roughly 50% share, but also larger than our next roughly 4 competitors combined. I think the closest market share is still sub 10%. So there's nobody really close. It's a lot of small brands and some private label that make up the rest of the market.
How tempted were you during these times? I assume you got offers from a Coke or a Pepsi to purchase Vita Coco.
Yeah.
How tempted were you?
It's kind of like part of the journey was, we started at the same exact time as another competitor. It was Zico. And these guys literally launched the same week in the same city, went into the same accounts, and it was just on. It was like, we didn't expect them coming, they didn't expect us coming, and it was a real battle in the streets, and it was fun.
Yeah.
And it was competitive, and it was an amazing part of the journey. But then as they got acquired by Coca-Cola, another brand got acquired by Pepsi, and it was us versus the big guys at that point, which was an incredible experience. And we just always knew we would win because we were focused and we were dedicated to this one thing.
What years years were this?
This was like,
what was this?
08, 09, 10, 11.
And you had mentioned in a previous interview that you all were starting to become profitable around 2010, 2011. Is that true? Or?
Yeah, we became profitable really early. Just the way we ran the business, we never lost a lot of money. We never raised a ton of money. It was, we ran the business like a real business. And we knew that if we were profitable, we would create optionality and be able to do whatever we want. So back to your question, getting offers from strategics, yeah, it started early. And we just thought it was too early. It was like, we thought two things. One, we could do this better. They're going to screw it up because it's too small and they're not going to understand it. And they're going to give up on it. And two, there's so much upside. Going to Brazil in those early days and seeing coconut water everywhere, on every shelf, and everybody drinking it, and how much of a part of the culture it had become, we would say, why can't it be that big one day in North America and in Western Europe and in all the rest of the developed beverage markets where they don't have coconuts? And so when you're doing 40, 80, 100, 150, 200 million in revenue and you're just scratching the surface, you're like, why would you sell the business?
What do you think they would mess up? You just mentioned like they might mess it up. I agree, by the way, but I'm just wondering, like, would they sacrifice quality? Would they try to scale too fast?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's exactly what they did. So when Coke came in and bought Zico, overnight they turned it to a from concentrate product in a plastic bottle, as opposed to what it was, which was the same as ours originally, just pure coconut water in a Tetra Pak. They also pushed distribution ahead of the pull, so consumers weren't pulling it off the shelf yet, and they were going everywhere with it. And they just didn't create, a brand that consumers wanted to be part of. They just wanted to push distribution. And these things take time. Building a category takes time. And so when a large beverage company comes in and just wants to push it, it doesn't work so well. It needs that time to incubate.
What did Vita Coco experience from the Cokes, from the Pepsis, where you thought to yourself, we are up against a bigger gun here?
Well, I think as we were building the business, we ran into, exactly what you would expect, which was they were, pushing us out at retail, out distributing us, getting there first, getting there faster, getting there bigger. But then as they gave up on the category, it went the opposite way. As they were coming out of the category, they wanted to make space for their new products, their new toys that they were excited about, their new shiny objects. So, we had like a little coconut water set in the middle of the water aisle in the grocery store. It was us, and Zico, and another brand called ONE or whatever it might be. And as the big guys were coming out of the category because they lost, they pulled the category down with them. They were telling retailers the category is going nowhere. This was like 2017, something like that. Category is not going to grow, it's going nowhere. You should give that space to sparkling water, which was the thing of the moment. And we lost a lot of distribution because we weren't there. We didn't have the relationships at retail that they had. So we weren't at the buyer's desk to say, no, the category is growing. They're just not growing and they're giving up. So it took us a while to recover. In 1 year, we lost Walmart, Walgreens, 7-Eleven, all literally within a matter of months. And we were like, how are we going to recover from this? But we built the story, we built the team, we went back to the retailers, we begged and pleaded and told them that it's going to be a big category one day. Got one to take a risk, then another, and we rebuilt all over again.
Truth serum in the neck. Sorry. What has been the hardest moment in this process?
I think building a business, there's been a lot of moments where it felt like failure, a lot. I think I like to say my whole life is a series of failures that culminated in success. I think, but one that I like to go back to, the moment that Coke bought Zico. I'll never forget it. It was the scariest moment in my life.
What year was this?
2009.
2009.
I believe. And I remember a friend of mine who worked at Coke called me. He's like, oh man, you're not going to believe this, but Coke bought Zico, or is investing in Zico with a path to buy it. And I remember hanging up the phone and grabbing a bottle of whiskey and a cigar and going and sitting in the bathtub. And I went in there and the first thing I said is, we're dead. Like, I don't know how we're going to compete with Coca-Cola. It's not going to end well. And we had just spent years building this thing, and we were on top, and we were beating Zico and everything else. And then I came out of the bathtub with we're going to kill them. Like, we're going to beat them, and this is how we're going to do it.
Post cigar and whiskey, you're like,
whiskey
I'm feeling
cigar
good
doing
now.
amazing things. I'm talking shit. Like.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. How long did that? Because it's partly, I assume, it's a motivation to keep moving forward, but also the fear is still there. Like, how long did that continue to last until you started realizing, you know what, we have a better product, we have a better system in place. Like, we actually have a leg up on this coconut war that we're in right now.
I tell myself something enough, I guess I end up believing it. And so it was pretty quickly that I really believed we would be successful. I didn't know how long it would take. I thought there would be some pain in between, but I knew we had to do things differently. We needed to bring in, influencers to start, helping to really amplify our message, and that's when we sold part of the business to Madonna. We then later brought in Rihanna, and we needed distribution, and that's when we had started the partnership with Keurig Dr. Pepper. So it wasn't Coca-Cola, but we now had our big distributor, big player with us. And so it was about really thinking about how do we move fast, but how do we do it in our own way.
You got Rihanna at like the perfect time.
She was just starting to take off.
What does that even look like with celebrities like Madonna? Like, how does one engage?
They're both, again, like funny stories. I met Madonna's manager, Guy Oseary, through a friend of a friend of a friend. We went for coffee, and he was like, Madonna's a huge fan. She drinks the product all the time. She drinks it on stage. We should do something together. I'm like what? Like, we were a small business. He's like, an endorsement deal. I'm like, I don't have any money to give Madonna, let alone then put her on billboards and in commercials and all this other stuff. But I am doing an investment round if she wants to invest. And I was kind of joking. And he's like, we'll take the whole round. How much? What's the valuation? What's the deal?
No way.
Put the thing together in a matter of days.
Madonna's a shark?
Yeah, she is.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, she's
exactly.
Madonna. Yeah.
She brought in Demi Moore, Matthew McConaughey, Anthony Kiedis, all these other people, and they took the entire round. And then they went to work for us, marketing and promoting the brand. And then Rihanna was another good one. It was like we were trying to do a deal with Jay-Z. And I wanted Jay-Z to be like our guy. Mm-hmm. And it was just getting super expensive and super difficult, and I wasn't able to get a deal done. And somebody showed me a magazine article, like a picture in a People magazine.
This is like promiscuous girl Rihanna.
Yeah.
Comment. Like, this is like early Rihanna.
Early, right?
Yeah.
But there was a picture of her in a grocery store holding Vita Cocos, trying to get through the checkout counter.
Oh, nice.
And I called, Jay-Z's team, and I was like, don't you guys represent this girl Rihanna? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, forget Jay, let's do this deal with Rihanna. We got it done again in a matter of days. We were on a plane to Jamaica to film a music video and a photo shoot.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the most Googled questions.
Okay.
Very exciting. Does Vita Coco use real coconut water?
You crack the coconut, and the liquid inside is what's inside of this. So yes, it's real coconut water.
Is it 100% coconut water?
It's 100% coconut water. We have the ability to add sugar or vitamin C to balance the flavor profile, so it always tastes the same.
Does like this one?
This one never has anything added to it, so you might see variance in flavor.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Is Vita Coco better than Gatorade?
Yes. So coconut water has 3.5 times the electrolytes of a sport drink.
Okay.
So it's better at hydrating the body, and it's not filled with blue.
You don't need to tell me. I don't drink Gatorade anymore. I think it's crap. Sorry. I mean, it's tasty, but What happens to my body if I drink coconut water every day?
You start to look like this. No, I'm just kidding.
What do you think?
No, I mean, it's just incredibly healthy. It's got a ton of potassium. It's great for you.
How much coconut water do you drink a day?
I'll drink typically 2 to 3 a day.
Do you ever find it exhausting within the world of like CPG, the fact that you constantly have to have like these new products? I love the story you had where you had this original, and then all of a sudden on the shelf space, you're like, we need more SKUs because it's not taking up that real estate that you need to really like create that brand.
No, it's the opposite. It's exciting. It's exhilarating, right? You've got the new thing, and you can go sell it, and you tell people why they should have the new thing, both consumers but also retailers, and you build out that billboard billboard at retail. And you think about like, I mean, this is the pure coconut water is where a lot of the sales come from, obviously. But the new innovation is what gets people excited, maybe brings people into the category. If you look at Vita Coco Treats, which is one of our newer products, it is a totally different product. It's bringing in a whole new consumer. This is our small little lab here in New York. We have a very large lab in Singapore. In this lab is where a lot of the R&D happens for new products, and we mix new flavors and new things. And so I thought it'd be fun to just try all of our stuff here.
Should we start with the OG?
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
It's good, right? This is actually extra coconuts. This is what everybody thinks coconut water is gonna taste like if they haven't had coconut water.
That is a good description of that.
Peach mango was actually our third flavor. And then we have orange and cream.
Okay. This one's the winner for me.
That is?
Yeah.
It's good. I like it a lot.
Awesome.
Now we got the fire round.
Uh-oh.
Favorite holiday and why?
Thanksgiving, because it's just about food and nothing else.
Favorite 3 movies of all time?
Life is Beautiful, Good Will Hunting, Goodfellas.
What's your last meal on Earth?
Pasta with lobster.
What are you doing on your last day on Earth?
Spending time with my kids, 100%.
What are the 3 top values that leaders must possess?
Empathy, a want to win. The most important thing, I think, as a leader is being a problem solver.
What's one thing you would ban from the beverage industry?
I think all the artificial sweeteners, I think are unnecessary. I think diet products, I think are worse than full sugar products.
How do you unwind?
I'll have a tequila and coconut water.
There you go. Do you ever scoff at founders, specifically in CPG, that it kind of, again, outside looking in, it kind of seems like they start this product looking for a out?
I scoff at them all the time.
Yeah.
Like the number one thing, I don't think I've ever used the word scoff, by the way, but
I'm
it's a good
a
one.
big scoff.
It's a good one. I'm going to use it from now on.
What is scoff? It's
It will be used once in every day. I always say, when you start a beverage, any sort of consumer goods company or any company in general, start a company. Everybody's always focused on the exit, and they're always focused on, well, that founder made that much money and that business sold for that much money. That's not going to create success. Create a business, come up with an idea, build something, and it will play its own course, right? And if it's successful and if it really works, maybe there's an exit. Maybe in our case, there's an IPO. Maybe there's just a great little business that pays nice dividends, and pays you a salary or whatever it might be. But you need to start by creating a real business, and the rest will come. If you're focused on the exit, it's almost annoying because it's everybody does it.
Yeah. What part of you had to die in the first 5 years?
I'm a control freak by nature. Control freak. I mean, in the early days, I was controlling every little thing. I sent somebody out to go buy batteries, and because I needed them for my mouse, my wireless mouse. And instead of buying 2 batteries, they bought a big pack of batteries, and it was $18 or something like that. I'm like, $18 on batteries. I told you to go buy 2 batteries. And they're like, no, but it's cheaper if you buy more. And I got upset. And this is the type of detail that I was getting into when I realized as the company started to grow and we had more and more people and I had smart people around me, the control freak had to die. And I think I transitioned quite well from being a control freak to being able to delegate quite effectively.
And then what about when you became the executive chair versus CEO? Now you're giving the reins to the Boston beer guy who obviously knows what he's doing, but
he knows what he's doing.
It's your baby.
It is my baby, and so I stay deeply involved, like we talked about before. But at the same time, it's about giving up control.
Where is he? Where's the damn CEO?
He doesn't actually exist.
It's all marketing,
we just have
my friend.
An older guy, proper British guy that we keep in the background.
AI is crazy.
He's totally AI.
Yeah. Martin, we're sorry. You're probably going to watch this. You're not AI. Yeah. And you're a very accomplished CEO.
Very accomplished.
What are your thoughts on business leaders being more about servant leadership and just trying to be like a positive influence on their society?
People ask all the time, because we're a B Corp and we're, we have the Vita Coco Foundation, which we built 45 schools in the Philippines and done all these farmer programs and really seen our ability to uplift these farming communities from poverty. It's an important part of our business. People ask me all the time, why did you set out to create, or how did you set out to create a social impact business? I'm like, I didn't. I set out to create a business. But I think in creating a business, if you're a good person and you see opportunity to do good things, whether it's within the company, within with employees and people you surround yourself with partners throughout the organization or other companies that you partner with, or for us in the communities where we produce, it's just easy. It's like, if you have the opportunity to do it, why not do it? And it feels good for you, it feels good for them, and that uplifts the entire organization. It's great for employee retention. Employees want to be part of a good company that does good things. It's great for our supply chain and the reliability we get from these partners who were there for them, therefore they're there for us. And it feels really good. It's like, why not do the right thing? It's not that difficult. You could do that and make money at the same time.
Well, Mike, thank you so much. It was really fun to do this.
Really
fun. And like I said, Vita Coco, we're big fans. Yeah, put it right there.
There?
Yeah, whatever.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Real quick.
We're gonna converge.
Are we gonna shake hands?
For sure. Let's just make it real fish. You went to Alabama.
I did. For 1 year.
I went to Alabama.
You did?
For 1 year.
No way!
Thanks, Chris.